on the Vince Everett Ellison Show. We're going to explore the lie that merit in America is dead, that you can't make it on merit. We're going to prove that to be a lie today on the VinceEverettEllison Ellison Show. All right, let's get this thing started. You know, I've heard a saying when I was a boy coming up that I never forgot. It says that if you are good at what you do, there'll be a hard beaten path to your door, even if you reside in the woods. It's interesting because in that passage, it says nothing about color. It says nothing about natural origin. It says nothing about national origin or gender or anything. It just says if you're good at what you do, there'll be a hard beaten path to your door, even if you reside in the woods. I have found that to be true. There are laws of economics. They're very simple. Best product, best service, best price, always wins. It had nothing to do with race, nothing to do with national origin, nothing to do with sex or gender, not even sexual orientation. Best product, best service, best price. Always wins. Here's another one. Worst service, worst product, worst price, you'll always lose. If you're deficient in one of those, if the product is bad, you lose. Your service is bad, you lose. Your price is bad, you lose. It said nothing about national origin. It said nothing about race. Nothing about gender or sexual orientation. Let me tell you something. Well, the white man is racist. The white man is racist. America is racist. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Let me tell you something, bro. You can take this with you, put it in the bank. Keep it with you. Keep it in your pocket. If economics is your goal, if your goal is to have a job and make money, as sinful as you think the white person might be, he's not going to allow the color of your skin to get in the way of him making a profit. Never do it. Guy owns a car lot, he's white man. The average, he got 5 people that sell cars. Everybody else average 20 cars a month, you average 100. You think he's going to fire you because you black? He said, I got to let one of y'all go. I guarantee you it won't be the black guy that's selling 100 cars a month. It'll be one of those white guys that are selling 20. You know why? You make your money. This is where y'all make the mistake. Y'all want to go home and marry this white man's daughter. He might not like that, but that's his prerogative. And that's what you really want to change. It's like in Soldier Story, Sergeant Waters. They still hate you. They still hate you. Those are the last words before he got shot by Denzel Washington.
They still hate you.
Just lamenting the fact that white people didn't love him. Was destroying his own people, putting them in jail. That's what it was about, because, you know, he said that he's going to take out the Sambos and the clowns, so that, you know, because they was getting in the way of us earning the white man's respect. That's the left. They are these sick people that think that they are only relevant if they get the approval of white America. I've been around them, but they brag. I'm the only black person that live in this neighborhood. I'm the only black person that got to work up here in this job. I'm the first black person to do this. And it's just the sickest mindset. And you say, good God, man, nobody else does it. No Jewish person does it. No Asian person does it. No, it's just black people. Yeah, I'm the only black person living. I'm the only black. And I'm like looking at him and say, good God, man. This flies in direct contradiction to the word of God. In Genesis 3, world has not been here very long. Adam and Eve has broken God's laws and there's a fall. And they have two sons, Cain and Abel. Cain is the eldest. Abel is the youngest. I can guarantee you Cain is a Democrat. Abel is probably a conservative. Because the Bible says when it came time for them to give to God a sacrifice, Abel gave God his best and Cain gave God his scraps. And God rejected Cain's scraps but accepted Abel's best. Abel was a shepherd. Cain was a tiller of the ground. So, of course, because God had rejected Cain's offering because Cain's offering was inferior and was no good, well, Cain had attitude. But guess what? Cain didn't have an attitude against God. Cain had an attitude against his brother Abel. Told you Cain was a Democrat. Envy. Well, this is jealousy. Envy is two people, jealousy is three. So he's jealous. Cutting his eye at Abel. And was contemplating killing his brother. Jealousy. That's all the civil rights movement was. That's all Black Lives Matter is. That's all the rioting in the streets and the boycotts. Jealousy. Envy and jealousy. Democrats. Cain was first Democrat. I can sit here and I can just truthfully say that now. And God sees Cain with his attitude, sitting there, arms folded, got an attitude, man. Go to any ghetto, you see Cains everywhere. Sitting there arguing about what white folks doing, what Americans doing, what they can't do. We ain't got nothing but the streets. We can't do nothing but this. We can't do nothing but that. And we're going to go and rob them and take what they got. We got no. And God looks at his grandson Cain and said, Cain, and here's the thing. Why are you angry? If you do well, will you not be accepted? Oh, man, did you hear that? Every Democrat listening to me right now just ran out the rooms. Oh, that's some bull. Now you want to listen to God right now. Got more excuses than a Negro going to jail. Everything. Why are you angry? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin waits at the door to master you, but you must master it. And sin has waited at the door and mastered all of these dadgum Democrats. Mastered them. Cain, the first Democrat. And he didn't listen. And he went and he killed his brother. And when God came and questioned Cain about it, he said, Cain, where's your brother Abel? Prove he's a Democrat. He obfuscated and he lied, like they always do. What? Huh? Lord, what you talking about? What? Where's your brother Abel? Am I my brother's keeper? You see so many guys say that in the penitentiary when I worked there. We talked to them, man, what you in jail for? robbing, killing, And when you sat down and you tried to talk to them about it, they tried to justify it. I caught the joker slipping, man, He wasn't strong enough to keep it. It wasn't here. But he disrespected me. He stepped on my shoe. He pushed me. I had to kill him. Am I not my brother's keeper? Cain, the first Democrat. Not my brother's keeper. Don't ask me nothing about helping him. No, I'll take his life. I'll kill him. I'll take everything he got. I'm not his keeper. I'll take advantage of him. I'll do whatever I can to take advantage. That's what the Democrats do. Killing babies. Am I my brother's keeper? Locking children in failing schools on education. Am I my brother's keeper? Allowing fentanyl and drugs and sex trafficking to come across that border, going into these poor communities, taking everything these poor people got. Am I my brother's keeper? It's about me. The hell with him. And they thought they could fool God just like they still think it now. Democrats still think they can fool God with their lies and with their, you ain't leave me nothing but the streets. So I got to sell dope. I ain't my brother's keeper. I had to rob that house. I ain't my brother's keeper. Yeah. Am I my brother's keeper? God told Cain, if you do well, will you not be accepted? I've learned that is true, and I've seen it my whole life. My father was abandoned by his mother and his father during the Great Depression and in Jim Crow South when he was 6 months old. That's a real bad situation right there, just in case y'all didn't know it. It couldn't get much worse than that. Mama and your daddy leave you in the Jim Crow South in the Great Depression. He was taken in by his great aunt and uncle. We called him Mama Het and Daddy Walter. My dad started out in the insurance industry. He became one of the most respected men in my hometown. As I said again, when I went back there this past October, the people in my hometown called me up and said that they wanted to honor me. And I went back. And I made about 4 speeches in 4 different places and did a lot of interviews. And at the end of the day, do you know what everybody just know me as? Everett Ellison's boy, which was all right with me. In the high school that he went to, Carver High School, which was an all-black school at the time, it has been renovated. It was renovated by Lowe's department store. My father was given an awesome honor. His name is on the floor of the gym. And it'll be there forever. And now Carver High School is a Black History Museum. To honor the black people that came out of Haywood County. And my dad and my family is in it. If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if anybody was supposed to be judged by the color of his skin and kept from doing well, it was my dad. Instead, he did well. There's a long list of black people that have done well and were accepted. Jesse Owens was black. Went to Nazi Germany to take on the Nazis in Munich in the 30s. Adolf Hitler told everybody he was going to show how great the Aryan race was and how they was going to destroy every other country. Jesse Owens comes in, destroys Hitler's people, wins 4 gold medals, breaks all the kind of records, and Hitler had to eat it. He comes back to America, they give him a ticker tape parade. Jesse Owens becomes an American hero. Joe Louis, heavyweight champion of the world. had been knocked out by a Nazi, Max Schmeling, the year before. Then Joe Louis gets a shot at the title. He knocks out. James A. Braddock becomes champion. And then what did he do? He challenges Max Schmeling to come fight him again in America. Schmeling shows up. Adolf Hitler is telling all of Nazi Germany, watch it. Max Schmeling, this Aryan, this Nazi, is going to knock out this N-word. And the whole world is going to see it. They show up at Yankee Stadium on the eve of World War II. 100,000 people in the stadium. Public address guy says, Max Schmeling from Germany. Everybody start booing. Then he says, Joe Louis, the American. Everybody starts screaming and cheering. Why, if America was a racist nation, why didn't they boo Joe Louis that night? Instead, the whole stadium erupts. You can watch it on YouTube. Watch Joe Louis, Max Schmeling. 2. Joe Louis comes out of the corner. He knocks Max Schmeling out in the first round.
Trunks with the white stripe. Mac Trunks. Harry Thomas in the 5th round. Schmeling won the heavyweight championship of the world in June of 1930. X was awarded the fight on a foul when 15-round decision. Louis wants this. An explosive right to the jaw hurts Max Schmeling. Joe Louis all over Max Schmeling here in round 1. Ripping punches to the head. A dynamite right to the jaw, and Schmeling goes. Louis moves in. Ripping punches by the Brown. A crushing right explodes off Brown Bomber, raining punches off Max Schmeling's jaw. Here in round 1. An explosive right. Schmeling is in desperate trouble.
Knocks him down 3 times. All of Yankee Stadium goes crazy. Joe Louis becomes an American hero. They love Joe Louis so much that Joe Louis owed taxes because when he was fighting in World War II, he was doing exhibition matches, and he wasn't getting paid for them. He was sending the money. He'd give the money back to the Army. But they were taxing Joe Louis on it, and Joe didn't know he was getting taxed on that money. So when his career ended, they said, Joe, you owe so many $1,000s in taxes. And Joe didn't have the money. They passed a law in Congress forgiving Joe Louis of his taxes. That's a true story. That's how much Joe Louis was revered in America. But you trying to say that you can't get respect in America because you black. If you do well, will you not be accepted? Muhammad Ali is a black Muslim. If you think anything worse in America than a black Muslim back in the 1960s, you are sorely mistaken. These brothers were saying the white man was the devil, that they did not pray to Jesus Christ, that they wanted a separate nation, and they would kill white folks if they touched them. Yeah, that was Muhammad Ali. Changed his name from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali is my slave name. I don't want it. You know, he said Cassius Clay is my slave name. I don't want it. I'm Muhammad Ali. And started knocking out everybody. And then, of course, they wanted to draft Ali into Vietnam. Now, all the white folks that hated Muhammad Ali on the left automatically loved him because he said, I'm not going to Vietnam. Oh, Lord, they love him now. Why? Because he won't support America in its destruction of communism. He says, I'm a Muslim minister. I am not going to go to Vietnam. They stripped him of his title, put him on trial. Found him guilty. Supreme Court overturned it. He got back in the boxing ring, and after a lot of fights, won his belt back. And guess what happened? President of the United States of America called him. Said, we want you to come to the White House. Did Ali act like Kaepernick and the rest of these little snot-nosed people around here? Like I heard that the Philadelphia Eagles just turned down a White House invitation. He showed up, shook the president's hand. Later on in his life, he lit the torch at the Olympics, and the gold medals he had thrown away into the river, they were given back. They gave it back to him, and he kissed the gold medal. And before he died, George W. Bush gave him the Presidential Gold Medal. A man that had said white people were the devil, that had basically turned his back on his country, at the end accepted his country, forgave his country forgave him. And on his tombstone now, he's called the greatest. Yeah. If you do well, will you not be accepted? To all of you young people out there, to all of you Democrats who believe this lie, I feel sorry for you. You are inferior. No DEI program is going to help you because you do not believe. Our Bible tells us all things are possible for those that believe. You are not free. You are inferior. You do need DEI to help you because you are inferior-minded. And yes, you believe in white supremacy, which means also that white people are superior to you. You are correct. There's no white person superior to me. I don't believe in white supremacy. White supremacy is like voodoo. It only has power if you believe in it. Racism is like the weather. It cannot hurt you if you build a shelter to it. What is your shelter? Jesus and your 38, that's your shelter. Not asking white people to give up their privilege. Not asking white people to love you. You love them. No matter what they do or say, you love them. That doesn't give them license to put their hands on you. No, I love you. But you're not going to be putting your hands on me. If you don't like the color of my skin, that's your problem. You put your hands on me, you're going to have another one. That's how you get your respect. Not big and crawling, snotting. You get respect by staying firm. If you do well, will you not be accepted? Accept your responsibility. Defend your country. Defend your family. Defend yourself. Defend your God. And believe your Bible. There's no flaw in it. Tell people the truth, look them in the eye. And all you Christians out there, stop following behind these pervert Democrats. Yeah, a party of perverts, liars, psychopaths, anti-Christian bigots, thugs, hoes, and rappers. The evilest institution in the history of the world. And believe that if you do well, you will be accepted in anything you want in this great nation. The United States of America, you can have it. So my friends, I am here to wake you up. Hope I did you some good today. So come join me again for another edition of the Vince Everett Ellison Show. All right, friends, Vince Everett Ellison is here. I want you to go to my website. And on my website, you're going to see a lot of great stuff, man. You're going to see that we got t-shirts, we got caps, you got my books, my documentaries, you got all kinds of stuff on VinceSpeaksTruth.com. Go there. We're dropping new t-shirts. We're dropping new merchandise. My new book, The End of Tolerance, is there. The End of Tolerance. Make sure you get it. Make it number one. If you got my first three, get The End of Tolerance. It's just as good. And it's telling us we have to end our tolerance with these leftists, these Democrats. We can no longer allow them to sexually groom our children. We can no longer allow them to castrate little boys and call them little girls, run God out of the public square, take away our guns, take away our sovereignty. No longer allow it. So go on VinceSpeaksTruth.com. That is VinceSpeaksTruth.com. Hit merchandise. You'll see the t-shirts. You'll see the caps. You'll see the books. You'll see the documentaries. You'll see it all. And let's keep this ball rolling. God bless you.